But mamingina way so na yen kwa humanu sunko yi way free ho because medical catch us say wo kwa the Persian Gulf country some more no do so ye medical boy Iran di achiro omo the northern part of the Persian Gulf. The countryside of it in the war Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, and Oman. All of them almost can produce around 20% of world oil, crude oil. No, Namika say President Donald Trump acquire BBO and summer AC between Israel and Iran. No, or then what Jimmy Mamika say 3 air installations. And almost actually almost destroy yes nuclear den. Make us say Iran Parliament almost your month na ho yan hwehan. They will make sure they retaliate. The US will suffer severe punishment that has never happened in their air history. But Iran wana so make us say almost Parliament say now they've given the permission that sa air insurance eda ehwana yede fango about 20% of wiase fango aye friend Strait of Hormuz no ombo ba be blocking no na yei ene ye bisa se o how ben eba ne sen ene ye mu asisi ye ne openi Farouk Al-Wahab eba no eye wiase amayaman kitahudie penny he's on top of issues anka Al-Wahab no pay Mema, good morning.
What to say?
Yame adum bibia de din boko de.
Bibia you okay, Yame to me.
Ya de ankopon. Last week me ne okasa fa ye dia ACC wo Iran and Israel ntokwa we mu. Na ensu anto awia mbo. Me gemi di say what dia US for ye. Ebia amanfo a eti anopa nim dia AC. Pacho Chechrensem mumayen na yewi a yento ankomo no so.
Okay, we find say this is not a news. It's an existing news, a new thing. It was written on the walls boldly. Emra Israel, Korea or Kokoto or Kwa attack Iran. Men forget to say not the conversation was ongoing. My UMP said the discussions was in the air. It was a low-hanging fruit.
Okay.
No, some of us didn't say, "Adia ebeba." Anything from last year, and I say almost nearly is over a year. Israel starting a campaign on Hamas, and or extended the core Hezbollah in Lebanon, and what try said almost be used to another system also to overthrow the hardened Assad government regime. Israel bit many access also to operate for Syria. And to take Assad, no, it makes it quite easier for Israel to use the Syrian belt and also the airspace of Syria to hit Iran very easier. Why and how? Meaning, say, the location of Israel or Arabian Peninsula and also the Middle East to honor. So, Iran or far over Syria, it is quite easier in terms of ocean security, any then area zone security permissions. Any country, on the man acquire, I'm going to use the military, I'm able to be fly over. It was in Syria, and it was not yesterday. And no, Bashar,
Omar al-Bashar,
yes, the Papa war for more than 30, 40 years holding on the grips of power of Syria. And then I'm Israel, I'm America. Oman Timan called Iran. Following the only Iran for a year, it was Syria's block of the airspace. Now, we also recognize that Syria that was strong army and they're also good in the air. It's not they didn't want to risk. They are nuclear. There's just a nuclear internet fight now. Israel near Musa or nuclear heads are now will be.
Oh, will be.
How many countries know nuclear heads?
US
Why
will
the
be.
nuclear heads of the US or what? France or what?
South Korea.
South Korea or what? North Korea also or what? A lot of countries take him in. They are not revealing, but the Western world knows that they all have. Japan will be a race, will be uncanata. And the question here again is why Iran? Why Iran? Because they see it to be one of the biggest Arabian country with a strong force, our large army. And they repeatedly said, Israel, let's say Iran, about wipe Israel from the Palestine enclave, and that's Arabian enclave, because of the Palestine. And the Israel so accuse Iran, said, on the sponsor terrorism, rebellion, and all manner of things, of course, within the region. Out of that, almost the resistance of Iran, and now say Iran, in assistance to all those perceived by them, rebel groups, including Hezbollah and Hamas. But the root cause, I will be the and say, Hamas, why let Hamas?
Okay.
These are things that Israel person so because Hamas was not organizational. Hamas now not Hamas. Hamas was an organization formed in 1987. But excuse me to say that Israel and America.
Of course.
Only Hamas say on terrorize, non-disable, yes, Arafat. Say yes, Arafat, any PLO, won't mean gain Palestine as a state. And this has a history. You ain't come for the sake and purpose of your time. But the reality of the matter is that Israelis know how Oman Kasa training Hamas. Israelis knows how Omiyo bunker Edima Hamas no the highest Arafat. And she said, what is mosquito? Now they got a 2 feet that's a own thing more. So bring up the cow. And Israel also has a political side of the fact that Bibi Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Only the Israeli Prime Minister worked 3 times in the Israeli history.
Yeah.
Out of all their 34, work back to back. But let us not also forget that anytime an Israeli Prime Minister, Israel has a gun in the air, no, Israeli elections. Bibi Netanyahu, Oba 1990s, Oba the first one, then the days into Oba 3 years, or Sabbath 2 years. And last year, the Palestine issue of Kofabaya, Netanyahu was going to jail over corruptible practice and other corruption-related issues. Until you sue the Palestine as is happening, and or dictate what is happening, and are prolonging the Israeli Knesset, which is the parliament of Israel, will be what because Israel is on war.
Wow.
No power. And to find a question, Hezbollah, Israel in so more the Israel take advantage to enter Hezbollah deep inside Lebanon. Our very weak army, because Lebanese army is one of the smallest in the region, one of the weakest, because only arms, only ammunition, only weapons. Israel acquire 50 kilometers to Damascus. Your friend is Beirut and Mujahid. And Syria and Mujahid. But this 58 years, 58 years Israel, Arab-Israeli war, and the same thing, what the Jordan, or the Syria, and Egypt. Or Kaumi and Sabum, 58 years in June.
Yeah.
And on Omokoye. On this 6 days, or say, more than 450 aircraft. And sign a US president. On the almost 3 months, while you be a mona betida. Jimmy Carter, and water, almost government said. When pet solution into one another pet solution, and they are making sure that Tantoquano a public and indeed we were able to make peace in 1978 where Israel, Palestine, Israel, and their friends, Egypt, and Jordan, and we in now. And then in Israel, Egypt, a Quanan Toquano, a one another problem no war. And then in Israel, Jordan, and Toquano war. Other than Israel, Syria, and Toquano war. Now Palestine, the minor of it now. The difference is that wait to me Israeli state, wait to me my Palestine state, and then the resolve into this major crisis. Now you made mention said America of course support so. There's no doubt. Now President Trump about the first term no. About the first term after your friend is saying Obama no. It was very bold, written on the wall. Only Bibi Netanyahu in your rift. Yes. But don't forget, sir, the Republican Party, President Trump down on most of their stances and hardliners, they are 100% typical right-wing Israelis. President your friend Trump, the appointment now. Typical hard Israelis in our cabinet. And it was quite easier. Say, na Edenia on image Netanyahu, make Roman make now Osha President Trump is also buying Likud party and the way Israel and a Republican and also in the war US war. Every time they are Likud government. Bibi Netanyahu, Ariel Sharon, Menachem, Ehud Barak, they are not one state, not a liberal. Apart from Israeli Labour Party, any party be about Israel. Whether you are Dema, Kadema, and your friend says, yes, I keep. Israel as conservative parties, you know, the last time to make the prime minister popular. And to me, I'm not surprised. Why Bibi Netanyahu not a political career? He used the Palestine to revive. Okay. I'm not the strongest. And luckily enough, the second coming of Trump, what changing? Because Trump himself, when Netanyahu arrived the first time, whereas Netanyahu branded Trump said, on your smart, on your fire, blah, blah, blah. But you know, they are body. And if Israel is in the air, America has nothing to do than to head or be helpful. Because of Israel, in America, the fleet, the carriers, the bombardiers, the vessels, the war, that fleet in the peninsula, and because of Israel, to protect Israel, and of course also their interest. Any contractor, Omni Saudi Arabia, contractor, Omni Kuwait, contractor, Omni Oman, contractor, Omni Emirates, so we are protecting the region perceived to be under the threat of Iran and Iraq. So when America took out Iraq, almost say the next government, Waka region, Arab forum, or Americans, so able to mean be also making business, Iran. And to let us do the deal. Now show the dynamics and the where Israel to me call a country will be enemy say Iran, so on your small country in terms of arms. Yeah. On your easy joke. But Israel was able to penetrate and go under the radar and then create that kind of sophisticated bombings, These are things that, from intelligence point of view, it should only emanate from inside, either than outside. Because at that time, Israel, if what they are saying is true, and yet F-35 from the choir. So how were they able to strike with precision, making free the Iranian airspace undetected?
Neighbors so.
What's that?
Neighbors so.
They are about 1,000 something
miles away.
They went there and they were able to succeed. That tells you, said, over time, Saturday, and 2 weeks ago, President Trump in the first speech, or say, American come, American could be, on fan home come, Uncle DHAB. No say Iran retaliated their America by jump into the battle. When I say, we know can say America Congress crowd women so whether US will join or not, and I said, 3 days today, Friday night, I say America quiet. And the whole thing seemed to be said it was a fair orchestration because Israel for acquire the first down blue, the major one, America BTS. That is why they always play the game in the Middle East.
I see.
It's a very sad story, but the word to me, we don't need this.
Misa we. All said the Persian Gulf plays a key role. We as crude need trade, but that's sorry. Say Yemen so say they are going to support Iran. Now yenim baby a Yemen war. Omoda the Zeus Canal no pepepe. Yenim opposite them, Eritrea and Somalia for Ayapakegua. The bases, US base WOHO, France for the WOHO. I mean, the number of bases what this a stretch. If say Yemen, Edio see yo, and they are really going to support Iran, we know what could happen at the entrance of the Suez Canal, which more trade from Asia, PM war, USS and the Europe effort. What are we to expect when Yemen says, I'm supporting Iran and then I'll scale up my support. What are we to expect?
Okay, let me tell you that Yemen your friend solidarity talk. Yemen would need that strong army.
Okay.
Because don't forget the Yemen and Kazano, United States in Saudi Arabia, and now Omo Hutis, Oma destroy Yemenese government. And the Yemenese government is struggling because they have rebellion, terrorism, and almost struggle with governance because of the coup.
Yeah, we did have coup.
Yemenese political and anti the nationalist Yemenese party. Yemen, Yemen is a list of the worries. Countries that will be stressed so no step up so can be another Kumbia. And the problem by Russia, China, North Korea. But countries are our region, our the Persian Peninsula, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, and Armenia itself. Those are the countries, only close to the region. All of them, only military capacity, and yet they're very strong. And almost as Persians, they don't have that kind of Kurdistan money at the let me call it financial difficulties. Oman strong. If all of them, name say Russia said, I will not allow this. And as a China said, no, America, and then this thing should back off. Yes, you have SPC media, no problem. As it happens in the peninsula and the Suez Canal now, don't forget, a BBD, America for. I imagine say almost dominate on.
Yeah.
The canal will be also guided. The vessels war. Japan for Russia forces war. The year 2 year China forces call vessels to international waters.
Of course.
No man's land and you'll be idea. No more Africans in the end year Mobobeka Horn you're crying the horn. Oh, Djibouti and Eritrea. Yeah, of course. But ever from that canal, never Indian Ocean anymore, Papa. Africa, we are not, but the reality is that we won't talk about the region will be affect you.
Yeah. But me affect you. Mamifa we mbisa. If Iran can say the Strait of Hormuz no, they've said that they were going to block it. If they block it, we know that the 20% of our world crude now, if you are by over 20 billion a day barrels, most of them are China. And so if say almost blockade, China will suffer. Do you think China, in the midst of that, would come out strongly?
Okay, let me tell you, that's the political side of it. You must say Russia and Ukraine also almost on crude, serious one. The America, UK, the whole European Union, and Western powers will not sanction Russia over Ukraine war. Yeah. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Russia or that on the oil. What about gas? Russia on the supply 85% of gas to Europe.
Yeah.
Because business like America and Europe will supply gas and almost say Russia gas in Ottoman Germany. About Russia, you're not allowed to preach on the your friend is
European,
so transfer into oil and gas no to this kind of fine. Those are political talks. When it comes to that side of it, Iran bet my protest it. Obey the but Iran answering himself Tuma. Also so no say that's the sefa they are cashing in.
Of course.
And when you do so Obetum on any oil, no, so be fine or cotton when you car and they are pumping into the fight, And to Obe won it politically, Obe won it aggressively in terms of your friend, war a unibia. But particularly, no, any idea obey it. And when I can so obey anything beyond or the Bepapa block on. Don't forget the United States, any Israel, or air. And then the air dominance already, no one tries to be breaking the limbs of Iran. No one can block Tanana, they will destroy it. America will be destroyed. But I don't think the Iran will get to that side because fight, and then almost large vessels now on the oil export, and and Americans carefully, Israelis carefully, they are targeting military installations. They are not targeting the oil side. Only to be affect you. America also to oil nibi.
Of course.
Me no can say cry. I can say no. Brokers deliver Iran oil to America. Meanwhile, America bomb boom. And when it comes to world order and world politics, Papa, Omo Kwamunya womu. Politics no more play. They are also on weapons, on the weapons. Omo higher weapons you release, you know. Companies, Nyama almost sell no Nyama almost destroy no. Papa, bombs F-35 from B-22 money other than what we say one an individual company or be private company. And in Tokana man, not our bombs and one berry. There are bombs at the breakfast. And when you see war escalate here, and only the political side, Chia said, you want conformity, and your companies be, and your way the they deal in arms trade, they deal in military fighters, jet fighters. That much is in an conformity broker. And this and Tokani Basana. And they say ICBM, you tobacco $1.2 million. Company are producing ICBM for the past 5 years, 1 2 billion. Papa is saying workers only you overcome, you know, say, and to war is business. And don't say, when you're children, narration is you see one another. Papa, you are joking. It is not like what you see. People are doing business.
I see. Matias. Uncle Farouk yem fencing and was a pass. Yamenka also. Farouk Al-Wahab, international diplomatic consultant. Anytime, any day, your tone suffer now. Or J and Peneso, any din como, Eman Comono, itimi a quick tree pa. You're from a Henry Ludianki, still live on Onua 95.1 FM.
Onua 95.1 FM.